next segment, we have a very special moment. The trophy parade of the BoB Bhutan Premier League 2026. To present this prestigious trophy, we are deeply honored to invite true legend of Buddhist football, Mr. Nado. Former national team player, Mr. Nado served the Dragon of the Beach for an incredible 34 years, from 1971 to 2005. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm round of applause for Mr. Nado as he brings forth the trophy for Fighting BoB BPL 2026 League Trophy.
buani cigarena. Sim cigarena. Om jo langs die was. Ah. Om jo langs die was. Waktu kursi obo. Böyle offset kemer gibi tane. Offset dili de ¿Cómo sale más?
I would now like to kindly request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. THIMPHU, the President of Bhutan Football Federation, Ms. Simri, the Executive Member of Bhutan Football Federation, and Ms. Upahar Subedi, the Chief Corporate Strategy Officer of Bank of Bhutan, to move to the beach to officially grace the opening ceremony of the 2026 Bank of Bhutan Premier League. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able to, please rise for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kuzangpo and welcome. Just hours ago, the Women's National League set the tone in emphatic fashion. An 8-0 result between the last season's top two. A statement, a warning, and a reminder of the level we are dealing with. Now it's time for the men. Welcome to the BoB Bhutan Premier League 2026, and what a way to begin! A THIMPHU derby. It's THIMPHU FC, the Thunderbolts, versus THIMPHU City FC. THIMPHU City, proven, established, a side that has built its reputation on consistency and dominance. But here come THIMPHU FC back in the top flight and making noise already. They didn't just qualify, they topped the qualifiers if you followed, and they arrived with belief, momentum, and a crowd drawn to one man in particular, Tencho Gelson. Both teams strengthened with foreign signings, both teams looking to set the tone early. Derby day, opening night, no easing into the season, and we are ready. It is quite a heavy downfall here in Changlimitang. We did have beautiful weather for the Women's National League opening, but despite this rain, despite this setback, we have a wonderful, wonderful turnout here in Changlimitang. To give you a rundown of the starting lineup, THIMPHU FC will have Tenzin Doji, number 23, on goal. Sanju Kelson, number 7, the captain. Richard Kofi from Ghana, number 10. Suraj Rasaili from India, number 11. Daud Singh from Samti FC, as he was seen in the qualifiers, number 14. Kritesh Ratna from Nepal, number 17. John Oeri from Nigeria, 19. Stephen Abeko Aqua from Ghana, defender, number 20. Udoka Eboawu, Nigeria, 22. Shota Atsuni, Japan, 35. And Funso Teshi, number 70, starting for the Thunderbolts. There, Jang Limitang. As for THIMPHU City, Ting Dendo will be in goal with number 21. Organ Wanchu is back from Bangladesh Police to captain the THIMPHU City side with number 10. Kusan Ganijanov, Uzbekistan, number 4. Tieno Indur from Senegal, number 5. Chitin Doji, number 7. Jignam Seltop, number 11. Sadiq Suli, Ghana, 14. Daud Siring Jr. back from Fortis FC at number 17. Kinzang Tashi Topden, 18. Krishnu Dubek Bozorov, Uzbekistan, 77. And Jonathan Eduardo Cantillana Zorilla from Machindra FC, Chile at number 80. Solid lineups from both teams. THIMPHU City is even boasting an Argentinian coach. Most of you have seen them on social media. They have Rodolfo Antonio Zapata as their head coach for THIMPHU City's 2026 season. As for THIMPHU FC, they will be spearheaded by Raj Kumar. THIMPHU FC arriving in dominant fashion over the qualifiers. Most of their rosters changed. We are seeing some of their solid starters back again. Sanju Kelson is on. Funsatashi, a key component of their run, is on. And their goalkeeper, as reliable, is on as we await kickoff. A loud start to the opening as there is THIMPHU City with the kickoff. Also, an introduction for myself. This is Sugantash Tochi. I did commentate for the qualifiers and will be continuing so for this season. Looking forward to your acceptance and kindness, and any advice you have for me, please do throw them in the comment section below. Until then, do let me know which team you are supporting right now and what the scoreline you believe will be the outcome of this match. THIMPHU FC, early advantage on possession, but there is that perfect timing on that challenge by Kinzang Tashi. Throw in for the Thunderbolts. Throw in again, it is Daud Siring. Sends it up a bit too hard on that touch. Chitin sends it up front. Stolen away by THIMPHU FC. So far a solid exchange. A barrage of blows back and forth. Still unsure as to the outcome of this match. There is THIMPHU FC's former captain and did captain most of their qualifier run, Sanju Kelson. The man the nation has their eyes on tonight. Invitation up front. A bit too heated in the opening minute for both teams. Will need some getting used to get their full potential out on display. The Thunderbolts have the throw-ins immediately stolen away. Sanju Kelson. There is Daud Siring Jr. on his return from Fortis. There is the Japanese signing for the Thunderbolts. Went down against that challenge. There was Daud Siring. It was a clean 50-50, but Shota took the brunt of that challenge. It is back to Daud Siring. Knocked down from behind. Might have been a bit reckless from Seltop, and Daud Siring is down. audible complaints from the audience here in Changlimitang. Completely uncalled for, as that shove was sent through with that elbow. It is Jonathan Zorilla. Funnily enough, his name indeed is actually Zorilla, so yeah. Jonathan Zorilla. Cross played inside the box, headed away by Shota, and it will be the first corner of this match in favor of THIMPHU City. Solid showing, solid defending. A match worthy of the opening. Still inside the first 5 minutes, and tensions already ablaze inside this rain here at Changlimitang. The referee having to work his whistle to the bone right from the get-go. A couple of smiles, catching himself up, being a bit cheeky at the goalpost. Tenzin Doji obviously complaining with him. At least he's dealing it with smiles. Also, the referee for today will be Virendra Rai, assisted by Pema and Tsering Punso. The fourth official for today, Pupa Wangchu, as there is the whistle to finally set things in motion. Gonna play it in, and there is the opener! Minutes were all it took for Satiq Suli to put his name on the score sheet and put THIMPHU City up ahead with 1-0. What a start from the man from Ghana. Chignam Selto. Apologies, it was Kinsangta, she topped in. Brilliant placement on that corner. Perfect positioning. Got to that ball before everyone else. And gives THIMPHU City the lead with 1-0. Also, my sincerest apologies. I thought he was Signam Selto. Got him confused with Kinsangta, she topped in. My bad. Let's move on. THIMPHU City, sensing blood, will up the pressure on THIMPHU FC. This is a new team for THIMPHU. The Thunderbolts. They did have plenty of time to get used to each other, but this is still the first competitive environment they are putting their new batch of warriors into. City with the ball. Zatashi. Ball played middle. Barely escapes it though. Tsering has the space. We know he has the shot. Takes it, and it has way too much power. Flies off into that scoreboard. But despite the miss, this is a shot that THIMPHU FC will have to respect. We know Dao Tsering for his cannon of a leg. And that much space repeatedly will prove detrimental towards the Thunderbolts' efforts in the BoB Premier League. Shota up front. Oiri. Unfortunate slip from the big man. Throw in by Shota. Japanese looking for options. Tight zone, by the way, of THIMPHU City, but there is that whistle. A slight pause in the play. Devastating start there for John Oeri. Massive pressure on the striker. But does seem to have something bothering him. advantage for THIMPHU FC shut down quite early. Also, two apologies for the issue with the mic. Something does seem to be not working, but we are looking to fix it. So we do look for your patience as we try to fix it. Do let me know if there are any issues with the broadcast. We will get to fix it as soon as we can. Thank you for your understanding. We did do something with the mic, but do let me know if this issue still persists. And there is Ethan Doji. Brilliant ball played up front. Sadiq Suli again at the end of it. Does not have the options he wants. Will want to play it back. Jonathan. Jitin. Pass does not connect. Intercepted, but rebound towards THIMPHU City again. It is Daud Sering Jr. Brilliant ball played out left. Seltop this time. Challenge. Strong challenge from Udoka. But it is clean, and Jonathan will go for that cross all alone up front. Not quite enough to beat Tenzin Doji. Fantastic positioning from the goalkeeper. High pressure, intense pace from Sadiq Suli. Leaves no room for the ball to be played up front, and in the end it ends up with Jitin. Daud Sering has Jonathan in his back. No heel job this time from Daud Sering, as he has been sent down by Udoka. Mind games it is from Daud Sering. Baited the challenge. There was that challenge from Udoka. Definitely had his foot outstretched unnecessarily. The ball rolling away already. And it will be in a dangerous area for THIMPHU City. With their updated roster, THIMPHU City more than enough gunpower to put the ball into the back of the net from that spot. It is Jonathan and it is Daud Sering. Both of these. And there is a sub coming in. In fact, John O'Leary seemed to have been bothered, as we have the legend Sincho Neo making his comeback in the BoB Bhutan Premier League. The veteran being subbed in. There is that whistle. It will be Jonathan Zorilla off that wall, and it will be a corner for THIMPHU City. There is those antics from THIMPHU City again. Kinzata stopped in, bothering Tenzin Doji. There is one man, but his vision is hampered. He is a tall man. Corner played in. Second attempt from Suli. This time does not connect well enough. Organ. Header does not connect, and it goes out of bounds for a throw-in for the Thunderbolts. Udoka definitely heating up. And that first challenge on the outsitting. Guard on, but this time he does. It is a yellow for the big man. And the second free kick. It is number 17 this time around. Apologies for the silence. We are currently working on the mic. It was working earlier, but it is giving us a weird issue right now. So we will be back once we've managed to get it under control. It seems like the mic is finally back online. Our sincerest apologies for this issue. It was working when we started, but in the middle something happened and it gave the static issues you noticed earlier. So our sincerest apologies. And finally we're back again, especially with regards to the ground sound. It seems to not be working as well, but we will be bringing it online in a short while. So looking forward to your patience on that level. We are doing our level best, so believe in us, we are doing our best. So far, not quite enough to surprise our audience in terms of development. Sadiq Suli did, the goal scorer from earlier, Sadiq Suli did get a yellow card, number 14, who is making that run against Udoka. Both of these have yellow cards. It's already a heated match. There is Shota, brilliant control with that shoulder. Suraj Rasaili. Had a promising attack, but not quite enough to threaten the established THIMPHU defense. The Thunderbolts are formerly a Premier League team. This is their comeback season, a solid showing in their qualifiers. Absolutely dominated against everyone, except for that one controversial call against Namla FC, who has since rebranded as Drukpa FC and will be having their match against Borough FC tomorrow. But nonetheless, the Thunderbolts are looking strong. One of their better attacks, Sinchenio, we know is capable of linking up with his friends. Was a questionable challenge there on the veteran, but the referee does allow for play to build up. And Dautsering all alone after Suli. Back to Jonathan. Dautsering has options, has a man down the left. There it is. Jignam Seltop. Cross delivered inside. Might be inside! Kept everyone guessing until the last possible second and took Tenzin Doji by absolute surprise. A string of challenges back and forth, and it is Jignam Seltop capitalizing on that opportunity. Sinch Gelson will be looking for that shot directly, and too much power way off to that side. 2 goals for THIMPHU City, one by the way of number 14 Sadiq Suli, and one right now by the way of number 11 Jignam Seltop. Morgan wins the aerial battle midfield. And Jonathan. Rasaili. The Thunderbolts with initiative. Ball deflected but still stays inbound. Off on that left flank again. Ambitious attempt. Rasaili had possession, took too many touches, and he is sent off. Udoka, dangerous challenge on Suli, who was way up in the air. Udoka already has a yellow card to his name. Another dangerous challenge will put Thunderbolts down to only 10 men. They will need to be careful. Sadiq Suli is walking it off. And it is Oregon. Ball played midfield by Tierno, won by the Thunderbolts. Neo might have been a tad too hard, and Jonathan on the recovery. Immediate pressure there. Krishna Ratna. The third yellow card of this match. And it will be for THIMPHU FC. There was that opening goal from Timber City. Perfect position, in fact, from Sadiq Suli. And there was that second. Brilliant decision making. No hesitation from the number 11. That made it 2 for Timber City. Man still down for Timber City on that challenge. Will be a bit more time before Timber City is ready to resume. Kushan is back on his feet. And we are finally back, resuming play. Only at the half-an-hour mark. And Timber City so far dominant fashion. It has been 2 relatively easy goals against the solid defending from the Thunderbolts. Brilliant pressure there from City. Pace on that left. Richard Kofi thought he had the throw in, but in fact it is City. Challenge. Suli, brilliant touch. But I do believe that a foul was called, in fact, on Suli. And he will win possession back for Timber City. Brilliant touch on that centre ball over the defender. And this time it will be Jonathan. Jonathan. Plenty of options. There is Suli. There is Tierno. Ball played short. It is Senchi Kelson heading it away. Dautsering might be able to keep it alive. Not quite, and it will be a throw-in for THIMPHU City. Fun fact, ever since 2019, other than Poro FC, it has only been THIMPHU City who won back in 2020 to win the Bhutan Premier League title. Other than that, it has simply been dominance from Poro FC. But hopefully this season, with the strength of the signings that all teams across the league are putting up, we might actually see a challenge being put forth by Poro FC. It is an intimidating challenge nonetheless. If you follow them on their social media pages, they have bolstered their ranks with plenty of strength, plenty of physicality, and plenty of skill internationally. Transport United, on the other hand, one of the solidified giant has resorted to developing for the future and investing in their youth. They only have 4 signings, I believe. So at this point, the title race will be between THIMPHU, Paro, RTC, and the 2 new teams if they can somehow manage to pull off a stellar debut season. There is Tinsdoji, a solid goalkeeper. We do know what he is capable of. If you have followed the qualifiers, the entire journey through which Thunderbolts have made their way back into the Premier League. So he is a capable goalkeeper by every right. That early goal conceding to Jingnam Seltop, just simply unfortunate. Did not expect that at all. And it soared simply above his head. Udoka on defense. Ball back with Tringdendo. Played off to the side. It is Tierno, one of their new signings. Tierno Endur, the Senegalese. Jitsen. Fantastic passes, fantastic touches from THIMPHU City. There is that Senegalese again, beautiful flair from the defender. Keeps possession alive. Fantastic composure. There is that brilliant pass, threads it through to the middle. Tsering switches it up to that right flank. Back to Jitsen. Shota. Trajectory well read by Jingnam Seltop. The Thunderbolts under immense pressure. They are looking to make their mark in this league as one of the top teams, and they're opening a huge test against a giant in the league, and they are being bullied. It is still too early to tell. It is a new team, it is a new roster. They haven't had the time to get their players together as THIMPHU City have. And hopefully when they are finally used to the pace of this match, we see the football we know that the Thunderbolts can play. There is Kush Bozorov, is sent down on that challenge. The other man from Uzbekistan for the side of THIMPHU City. There was that challenge. Kritish Ratna a bit too late, a bit too reckless. THIMPHU City's momentum have been stopped, even if momentarily. Sadiq Suli, solid as a target man up front. He has the length, he has the athleticism to get up, to win the aerial battles. Brilliant defending by Jitsen on the legend CG7. Daud Sering will take it up front, stolen from behind. Putatashi. There is the man from THIMPHU City that the nation will be having their eyes on. Had multiple attempts already, but has not quite warmed up to the environment yet. We are having a slight drizzle here in Changlimitang, which has not discouraged Burmese football fans from attending here live. Umbrellas are up, people are finding shelter in the stands, and so far we do have quite an audible cheer section for both teams. No favoritism, but they are letting the players hear it on every mistake. Shota, Switched up to the other side, sends it off. Will be a throw-in for THIMPHU City. Suli sent down. But not quite enough to warrant a whistle from the referee, and it will be a throw-in again for THIMPHU City. There was that shot! Plenty of power for Jonathan. But well read by Tenzin Dorji. There again, the goalkeeping that we've missed in the first 2 goals THIMPHU City scored against them. THIMPHU City forced to retreat after the valiant effort from Jonathan. The Thunderbolts got a little bit of breathing room to regroup under this immense pressure from THIMPHU City. It is not the dream start that they want, but this is also not a nightmare for them. It is only 2 goals which they realistically can come up with in the time that remains. Sadiq Suli brilliant on the air as well. Rasaili off to Tinchiniyo, right foot strike! A feet or 2 above the crossbar. Definitely one of the better shots that THIMPHU FC has managed to put forth against Ringtendo. Brilliant effort on that strike, but he will want to improve his placement. He has the power. Just a little bit more accuracy and it should be enough to bother the goalkeeper, at least as there is miscommunication from the Thunderbolts. Ball played up to Dautsering. Has that one-on-one against Udoka, is off balance, loses possession. Thunderbolts. Rasaili. Chitsin. Brilliant pass played out to number 14. Suli. Deshkus Pozorov. Jignam off to Dar. Back to Jonathan. Kusana. Off to the right, brilliant control there. Suli challenged from behind, does not manage to retain possession. Top 10. Manages to get enough of a pressure in. Suli has that left foot going for him, not quite. Less than 6 minutes remain. And that shot far off to that right. There is Tenzin Toji. Waiting for his teammates to get better position. Anyone's ball. Organ does manage to get a header in off to Suli. Stefan Abeku off to Udoka. They do have Puntatashi on that right as well if they want to use it, but there again, rain here in Chang Limitang, but the Thunderbolts failing to deliver. Dawat Sering has that one-on-one. Udoka has him beat. Brilliant timing. Jonathan does manage to get to that second ball. Might have been a bit too hard, but referee allows plays to build up. Organ lost. Could not find the ball. And the Thunderbolts send it off And it is an immediate counter-attack on that left wing. Harsh elbow there by Richard Kofi. Not enough to warrant a foul, however. There is the referee having a couple of words. There was that shoulder. Was uncalled for. Despite the early yellow cards we've seen in this match, the referee holding on to it a bit tight this time around. As we have Sring Tendo. The long balls for THIMPHU City definitely working as again Suli manages to get under it. Respect to the passes that are making their way towards his target perfectly, and much more even is the respect for Suli, who's managing to fight for the balls that are being sent his way. As there is an unfortunate slip up, Thunderbolts have an opportunity to go for the counter. It is Tenchi Kelton looking for options. He has the runner, but too much on that pass from the legend. Richard Kofi wanted a better pass, but probably a costly mistake on that pass from Tenchi Kelton, as that ball is being played up to that right side this time. They have options. Suli in the middle, Organ in the back. A shot with that left. THIMPHU City decide to regroup. Jonathan everywhere, all at once. Brilliant position. Zenjanio shoves from Zenjanio and Jonathan. There was that initial contact from Zenjanio, which Jonathan Zorilla did not like at all, but the play is moving on. Ball is with THIMPHU City. Left foot cross delivered inside, right towards the goalkeeper. The referee did not notice the intensity broiling over. Puntateshi. Zenjanio a bit too hard on that touch. Acrobatic enough, but not quite. Jitsen. There was that shoving match. Does seem to have settled with a couple of words from both sides. In a game with as much stakes as there possibly could be in any, it is expected for emotions to flare up. But good on them for resolving it there and then. We do have a couple of incidents in the Premier League where we did see a couple of cross-sport performances being performed here at Chang Limita. Hopefully we do not see a replay of that again. There is the brilliant Sadiq Suli. So far, definitely a standout performance. For THIMPHU, there is the captain Organ. Jonathan. Just a few minutes remain until the whistle to signal the end of the first half. The Thunderbolts will want to go into the locker room in a better state in terms of the score sheet and in a better place of mind. The fact that they are 2-0 down will not help the locker room talks with the coaches. Brilliant passes there, but not quite enough for Jitsen. He does have the pace against Puntateshi. Manages to win the ball. Punto a tad too slow against Jitsen of all people. Tried a bit too much. There was that possession from Jitsen. Went one way once, went the other way twice. Just couldn't come back again. Lost the ball, and it will be the Thunderbolts mounting a counter-attack. Ball played middle. 3 more minutes of extra time has been signaled.
There will be 3 minutes of added time.
THIMPHU FC definitely expected a better opening from the roster they have assembled. Brilliant header there from Putsutashi. Might have been a bit too much for Aseli. Ball does go out and it will be a throw-in for the Thunderbolts. Anyone's ball. It is the Thunderbolts coming up at the end of it. Immediate exchange. City ends up Jonathan. Kinzantashi topped in. Ball played back, it is Kusan. The Uzbek. Brilliant pass from Doudsring to set up that run midfield. Back to Jonathan. Kinzatashi. Sadiq Suli. Saved by that unfortunate contact. But ball don't lie, and it is the Thunderbolts back in possession again. Shota. Quite a rough start for the Japanese. Did go down early on, has hampered his performance a bit. Did not get his presence on the ball. There is that one-on-one. It is Sadiq Suli against Stefan. Jonathan. Udoka. Organ. Finally a whistle on that challenge by Organ on Udoka. First challenge from Udoka. It did not garner the whistle, but it was beautiful. And there is that whistle to signal the end of a brutal welcome to the league movement for the Thunderbolts. They came to this league with dreams. They came full of hopes. But this is quite a harsh reality check for the Thunderbolts in their opening match and the opening for the BoB Bhutan Premier League. THIMPHU City showing exactly why they are the giants of this league. So far a dominant display, one goal coming by the way of Sadiq Suli and the other by the way of Jignam Seltop. Both fantastic goals, caught everybody on the side of the Thunderbolts off guard. Well earned goals. It will be quite a harsh locker room conversation for the Thunderbolts. They will need to rework their strategy because so far what they drew up has not worked. THIMPHU City bullying every facet of play that the Thunderbolts are managing to bring up. So hopefully after 15 minutes we return to a more eventful and a dramatic second half. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this was your commentator Ugintesh Toji. Do let us know if you have any feedback from our broadcast. Us here at Changlemetang with the broadcast team are working our level best to bring you the best experience that we possibly can. But if you see any shortcomings, any flaws, do let us know what we can fix. If there is something that we cannot, please do not. We will do our best to do what is within our means. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, this was Ugintesh Toji. See you all later.
Lasso, con una cena di rispetto, immaginare trans, diciamo di vita. Stop the please, you are nothing here. Excuse me. Your music is a sister, please. Your trans is started now. Almachi, I shabda, Nashin Sukibe, shabda Ludi, Kosuni. Kungi, Minachang, Ras Beneme, Nachi Nale Kosuni. Come here. Thank you, thank you. Good everybody. That's a good che. Hadi be tuğla. Tuğla. Tuğla çinde. Let's go, Hemra sir. Now your turn. Please come here. Your friend also drinking the tuğla there. Yeah, Hemra sir, show. That's my tang cho as you to go tam lingi ko meti. Pay tam wa, lingi ko din mo tu ta pe. Okay. You find our personal man ya. Lala. Okay. What's the matter? Means, huh? 그렇지. 다 투티디 기베라 지기 세컨드 매치 디 고츠네비 이세시디 세컨드 하프 베라
Ladies and gentlemen, Kusangpo, and welcome back to quite the start to the BoB Bhutan Premier League. It is a THIMPHU derby between THIMPHU City and THIMPHU FC, the newly promoted team who topped the BoB BPL qualifiers early on this year. So far, the score is THIMPHU City 2 with a goal each from Sadiq Suli, number 14, and Chignam Seltop, number 11.
Substitution for THIMPHU City FC, jersey number 4, Kushal is replaced by jersey number 12, Kinepejo.
There does seem to be a couple of substitutions being made for both teams at the halftime. A couple of players being sent out. The Japanese Shota has been sent out. Harsh challenge there by Sadiq Suli. Seems like it is Udoka who is down. This Doji sends it long. Hit it with the face on that one. Ball won back by THIMPHU City. They have been absolutely ruthless in pressuring any touch that is out of position. From the Thunderbolts, Tausering went down off balance, fell on Udoka. Do not believe that warranted a card, but it is up to the referee. There seems to be only words towards the number 17. Must have been a hard locker room conversation for the Thunderbolts. They played well below the level that most of the fans know they are capable of. Brilliant defending there this time by Steph. Ball played out long. Precisely one of the few shining stars in this match from the side of the Blues today. The Thunderbolts definitely struggling. Udoka might have had a knee in on that challenge. Looked quite ridiculous. There was that challenge from Udoka. Bully darts hitting to the ground. His physicality, a crucial presence, but it is Sadiq Suli left foot. Solid cushion for THIMPHU City. Sadiq Suli definitely the key shining stars for THIMPHU City in this match. His presence up front as a target man, getting in the way of any balls played long, has been crucial in helping THIMPHU City build up their attack. He has amazing verticality on his aerial challenges. And his teammates, especially the captain, Jitin, they're again making impact play after play, denying that through ball. Perfect timing on that tackle. Stefan Abeku. Build up in midfield. Organ gets the ball back. Bozarov. Jitin sees the space on the left. Brilliant pace on that run. Has Suli left foot. Denied by Tenzin Doji. Brilliant goalkeeping from the man in the net. Solid chance for THIMPHU City, one of the better ones they've had after their first two goals. An unfortunate mistake there from the sub. Chimwachu came in for the Japanese Shota. His first touches. And ever so unfortunate that it had to be in front of a crowd this large here in Changlimidang. They are definitely letting him hear the brunt of his mistake, but the players just seem to have moved on. Bozarov. Back to Suli. A bit too hard. Sinchigelson definitely struggling in this game. He's shown in the qualifiers, had multiple goals, but the taste of the league is definitely something he needs to get used to. Udoka off to midfield, Sinchigelson. He is being hunted by the THIMPHU City midfielders. It is Suli at the end of it. Has that pass off to that left. Right foot. Without sitting. His patented heel chops does not work against Udoka this time around. Cross played high. Organ almost at the end of it. Centimeters behind that ball. Centimeters behind from netting THIMPHU City FC, their third of this match. Bozarov, advantage played by the Thunderbolts. Organ. Suli. A very scattered defensive line from the Thunderbolts. If they can make something out of it, this will be their best opportunity. But that pass to Jonathan. Bit of it is Chignam Seltop off to the races on that left. And that early challenge on that left wing against the Thunderbolts playing dividends. There is a man down. There was that opportunity. Suli had that left foot. Fantastic save from Tochi. The new sub, Jimocho, is still down. He is being assessed on the sidelines, but we will resume play. Referee returning to his spot. Throw in, played. Dautering up front. Job well done in posting up the defenders, but nothing he could do against the double team. It will be a goal kick from Doji. A difficult first half for the goalkeeper. A difficult first half and now, in fact. But after that, Doji does seem to have gotten his bearings, is back in form. Multiple saves already. Jonathan, brilliant touch there. Double team by Tenchi Kelson and Suresh Raseli. The hustle from the number 11 for the THIMPHU FC side is next level. Has been the hardest worker up front for the Thunderbolts. If we are to see any consolation or maybe even an equalizer from Thunderbolts, it will have to be through him. The nation's hero, number 7, Tenchi Kelson, is struggling in his return to the Premier League. City has the throw in. It is Jingnam Seltop. Played off to Suli. Seltop. Off. Could not keep it under control. It is Raseli. Ambitious crossovers there from the Nepali. Apologies, the Indian. There's Punzutashi. Hail Mary played out by Timber City, ball sent back to Tenzin Tochi. Rolled out to that left. Finally a solid touch from the new sub. Ambitious there. Dautering. Back to Suli. Organ. Unfortunate on that move. Ball will be sent out for a throw-in for the Thunderbolts. City, solid build-up. Organ lost balance and pass went right to Siddharth Kurung. Tenchi Kelson is on that right, but not enough pace to beat the number 5. Throw-in played short. It is Tenchi Kelson. The press from the fellow nationals on the number 7 is ridiculous at this point. He has a bounty on his head. He is being left with no room to operate and is definitely one of the reasons why he is not as effective as we know he can be. Possession won back by Dawa. Right foot. Bullet from the number 17. Brilliant save by the goalkeeper to deny that shot. There was Dawa, found the space finally against Udoka, who was a step too off to that side. City had a couple of antics set up for their first goal from Suli. But number 18, Kinzata stopped and blocked the sight of Tenzin Doji. Right foot volley, follow up, deflected off of Udoka. It will be the second corner. Despite the yellow card, despite the unnecessary aggressiveness from the defender, his energy has been holding the fort down for the Thunderbolts in this match. Again, as I was saying earlier on, Kizuntashi was blocking the view of Tenzin Doji, which set up the header for Suli. This time it is right to Suli, just inches too short, and the ball rolls in. Confusion, pandemonium inside the box. No one for the follow-up, and it simply rolls in. Celebrations for the fans of THIMPHU City at the 1 hour mark. Who will be credited for that? It was a header from Richard Kofi, deflected off of his own teammate. Confusion between Tenzin Doji and Kofi, as that simply rolled in, and an own goal makes it a 3-0 lead for THIMPHU City. We have the rain here in Changlimitang, but the thunder is nowhere to be seen indeed. It is Sadiq Suli. THIMPHU City, they sense blood in the confusion and weakness in the backline of THIMPHU FC. Brilliant pass. Jonathan has the option to set it up. Jitsin Doji back to Jonathan. The Chilean, brilliant pass, played back. Kizuntashi. Dotsering. Dropping back, distance does not matter. Brilliant timing on that pass. Ball kept alive, but did not have the help he needed to support that run. Brilliant on that left wing. Tenzin Doji. Long ball played out. It is Kofi, a bit too hard on that, but does manage to redirect it off to Jimuanshu. Richard Kofi off to Jimuanshu again. And the attack dazzles out.
Substitution for THIMPHU FC, jersey number 11, Suraj Rasaili is replaced by jersey number 9, Sonam Jofran Chozam.
A sub made in favor of the Thunderbolts. It is a corner. Played back post, punched away by the goalkeeper. Brilliant timing, brilliant sense, and cleared away by the defenders. Saved from imminent danger. A substitution was made also in favor of the Thunderbolts. Jignam Seltop Doji was subbed in for Suraj Rasaili. Suraj Rasaili was having one brilliant game, but Som Jugdral is no lack of talent either. He was the first MVP for the Thunderbolts in their qualifier run. Is a talented youngster, and hopefully he makes his mark in the game where the Thunderbolts need a hero, where they need a leader to rise from their ranks. Another sub made this time for THIMPHU City. The other Uzbeki, Bakrom, is being subbed in. Applause all over Changlimitang for the Ghanaian Sadiq Suli. A goal to his name. So much impact on every long ball sent up front. Made his level best effort to get his head or chest under every one of them. Half an hour left here at Changlimitang. The only question remaining is, can the Thunderbolts get back into this match? Early on, just a couple hours ago, we did have the opening for the Women's National League as well. If you didn't watch, it was a face-off between RTC and Baro Women's, the top two from last season. RTC, the reigning champions, Baro Women's, the reigning runners-up. But without their international help, RTC dominated in sheer brutality in an 8-0 display. Brilliant heroics from their players. The only question now is, everyone was expecting this man's match to be much better. We already have fantastic footballing display from THIMPHU City. Solid passes, solid hustle, solid effort. But the effort from the Thunderbolts has been lacking. Their presence has been long awaited. Their rosters are fan favorites. And so far their showing has not met our expectations. Whistles. The whistle has been blown. There is Tautsering, formerly captain of Samtsi. Captained the entire qualifier campaign alongside St. Kelton. Is working with his old coach from Samtsi as well. St. Kelton had the space, but the pass curled too early. Also, I did not notice, but much thanks to the support that is flowing inside the comment section right now. But yeah, do let me know if you think THIMPHU FC is going to come back into this match with a goal of their own. With what they've shown so far, they do have the manpower. And they do have the capacity to at least get a goal in under their name. But they have been unable to get past the dominance that the THIMPHU City midfield have put forth in tonight's opening display. Unfortunate contact there. Senegalese against St. Kelton. The number 7 is having a bad enough game already. Does seem to be throwing a couple of words at the referee, Virendra Rai. The frustrations of the lackluster performance definitely building on the shoulder of Bhutan's top international scorer, Bhutan's legend, and our own CG7. Stefan played it off to that right. Does manage to get the throw in. There's that pressure again from THIMPHU City, unrelenting, and this time brilliant effort from Tautsering. Beats the two-man press. Back to Organ. Jitsin poked it off to that left flank. City not liking their options, toying around with the Thunderbolts in midfield. A bit of an unnecessary shove on the number 7 Jitsin. But THIMPHU City do have the advantage. Nothing to worry about. Gives it a stop then. Thinking back on it, he does deserve to get some sort of credit for that goal from Sadiq on his header. Completely blinded the goalkeeper by sticking right next to him. I do not know if there is a term for that sort of assist in football. But it is somewhat of an equivalent of a screen in basketball. Solid tactics from THIMPHU City did earn them their first goal. And again, well observed. Kudos to our national players. Their performance have been much better than the foreign signings in this opening here today. It is a thing of pride for us fans who've been longing for our players to match international standards for quite a long while. Dautsering and Ongawanchu are coming back from campaigns in Bangladesh. Dautsering played for Fortis, is back with THIMPHU City. Ongawanchu played with Bangladesh Police, is back to rejoin THIMPHU City for this year's campaign. The referee evaluating the situation. It was Jumachu. Lots of words, sharp words from the audience on those decisions. Bozorov definitely was hit, but the crowd not liking his reaction to that challenge. It will be Bozorov again, the Uzbeki. Brilliant ball one. Throw in awarded for the Thunderbolts. Udoka already has a yellow card, has played it safe since then. Were a couple of challenges, but they were simply strong, not dangerous. Is the key presence that has kept the deficit as it is. It would have been 2 for those who were not watching and do not know where the goals came from. The first goal came from a heading from Sadiq Suli, who has since been subbed out. The second goal came from Jingnam Seltop in a brilliantly placed ball over the goalkeeper. And the third was an own goal, in fact, coming off of a clearance from Richard Kofi, deflected off of his own teammate, rolled right into the net in the face of Tenzin Dorje and Richard Kofi. Jonathan, definitely a key presence in building the offenses of THIMPHU City. Always manages to position himself perfectly. Much respect to his conditioning and his game sense. Manages to set himself up in perfect positions to receive passes. There again, another instance, but unfortunate on that connection. Ongawanchu just a bit too off. Less than 20 minutes remain. Bakrom, definitely very physical for his size. He is a very buff guy indeed. Already has 2 challenges. Solid tackles as well. THIMPHU FC, finally an opportunity to creep ever so slowly into the opponent's half. Header is won back. Unfortunate slip on that clearance. Ball played out to that left edge. Gelson just a tad too short. Kinzatashi, pass played off to that left, decides to switch it up, but not quite enough. It is Punsatashi at the end of it. Definitely not a star, but a solid role player as we've seen in the qualifiers, and so far holding his own against all the foreign signings. There again, Bakrom, number 9, the Uzbeki for THIMPHU City. His physicality, no shortage. there whatsoever, as right now it was against Udoka. There was that challenge from Bakarom. Did not think that shove would have worked. Was telling Udoka to get up immediately after that challenge. There is the medic. THIMPHU FC already missing a presence up front. They had their star forward, Udoka. Apologies, John Oweri from Nigeria. Seemed like he had a hamstring pull quite early on in this match. There was that first goal, as I said, completely blinded by Kinzatesh. Stopped in on that corner, did not see that ball, and even more admiring was that effort from Sadiq Suli. There was that nonchalant shot to net THIMPHU City their second. Oiri was indeed injured and he had to be subbed early on. In his place, I believe, Tencho Neo was brought in, and again he was subbed off for Jimmy Wachu. THIMPHU FC, a solid performance as we know in the qualifiers, but definitely showing that there is a difference in class between an established team, as there is again Daud Sering has that one-on-one pass sent out to the right. Again has enough pace. Slight miscalculation from Daud Sering. Definitely saw that run, but slight on that execution. Brilliant challenge there. Tencho Gelson locked by Kinzang Tashi, topped in. Is it just me, or are the Brunese players playing like there is a bounty on the head of the number 7, Tencho Gelson? They have given Tencho no room to turn around. They have given him no space to operate. It has been difficult getting the ball to him even. Brilliant, brilliant defending by THIMPHU City, but this will be one of the final challenges. Brilliant tackle. Does keep it alive, but towards the side of THIMPHU FC. Ball played long, Tencho Gelson. A clash in the aerial battle. Not quite enough to redirect it anywhere near the post. Instead, it is possession back. Daud Sering, left foot pass off to Ogewanchu. Just a bit too short on that initiative. Two men down, one from the side of each team. Udoka, on the other hand, getting treated. Punzatashi seems to be okay, but it is THIMPHU City that will need medical attention. There was that highlight. The audience, audible cheers for Kofi on that Ole against Ogewanchu. Finally, a resumption of play. Clean challenge on that. Visible frustration from the side of Pozorov. The passion that we like to see there again. Believed that he could have kept it alive. But it is an immediate counter-attack from the side of Kofi. Cleared away by the Senegalese. Somjukjul Chozang, brilliant challenge there from the number 9. It was a clean challenge, but the whistle has been blown nonetheless. And there is a substitution coming in for THIMPHU City. It is Chichimpezang coming out and coming in for Jingnam Seltop, who had to be sent out for injury.
For City FC, jersey number 11, Jingnam Seltop is replaced by jersey number 16, Central Belzon.
Close call there from the Thunderbolts. There was that set piece again. 3 players up front. It was Udoka just above the crossbar. THIMPHU City definitely showing a level of strength we haven't seen. We do know that they are capable, but this capable. Their football has been brilliant. Their passing on point. Their chemistry next level indeed. It will be a big question as to who will win the league, but do let me know who you think will be the top 4 this season. Transport United, who was formerly in the top 4, was one of the big 4. Now with their efforts to commit to youth development, especially for this season, it doesn't quite look like they will manage to get a top spot in the league table this time around. So do let me know how you think the table will change. We do have 2 newcomers. Namla, who have rebranded themselves as Drukpa FC, who has added plenty of players like Pella, who will be captaining their side who played for Transport United, will be captaining their side this time around. THIMPHU FC, whose football skills are on display here in Changlemetang in the opening. So do let me know how you think the top 4 will change. THIMPHU, finally the opportunity to counter, but quite an obvious attack there from Jizin, sends Kofi down. And it seems like there is another substitution coming for THIMPHU, and it is Richard Kofi being sent out. It is Nima Ezer, number 30. Applause flying for the brilliant performance from number 10 in this desperate fight from THIMPHU in their opening.
Substitution for THIMPHU FC. Jersey number 10, Richard is replaced by
Daud Sering
number 13,
on the ball. Plays it right post. Anyone's ball at this point. It is still an aerial challenge. Volley. Solid shot there from Somjukjul, but not quite enough accuracy. Unfortunate slip there this time from Bakrom. throw in played by Jimonchu. Cleared long. The Thunderbolts have space on that right, but it is not a flank they've had success with so far in this match. As that ball's played right into the VIP section here at Changlimitang. I do believe we have a couple of guests up in those stands. No challenge there from Tringdendup, except for that one brilliant attempt from Udoka early on. Relatively untested in this match against the Thunderbolts. Toa. A bit too much power on that pass off to that right flank. Seems like two more substitutions are coming the way of THIMPHU City. Harsh challenge there by Udoka. Already has a yellow card. He will need to put up his most forgiving face in front of the referee. Already has a yellow card. Will not want to be sent out in the dying minutes. THIMPHU City under their new leadership, under their new brains, Rodolfo. Seems to be playing much better. There was that challenge early on. The referee does seem to be letting him off with a couple of words of warning. And there, finally, the substitutions coming in for THIMPHU City. It is Ajay Gurung. And it is Kenner Brigson Wangdi. Being brought out is Jonathan Zorella, the Chilean. Solid performance from the midfielder today. And it will be a statement for the rest of the teams. He has been used very well by the tactics of his team.
Double substitution for THIMPHU City.
His influence and impact, playing deep as a playmaker and simply a connecting piece amongst the very strong midfield of THIMPHU City, was a phenomenal decision, a phenomenal choice, and is the major cause of why THIMPHU City have the lead that they do right now. Dautring also subbed off. Solid performance from the forward. Brilliant flick there, but it is volleyed off of Jimiwachu. Setimpeza, no regard for human life on that clearance, but does manage to earn his team a corner. Solid turnaround from our football fans here in THIMPHU, here in Changlimitang. The rain does seem to have slowed down. Did have an equal turnaround early on, despite the rain. Umbrellas everywhere, and those who did not were up in the stands. Much love for showing this level of support for our growing scene here in Bhutanese football. Some drill. Too much pressure on that. Jitin gets to it first. Ball played off. Cannot bricks in. Brilliant one touch. Not quite enough to get it to Solid build up there, but stolen away. Brilliant effort there from the fresh legs. There is Sinch Gelson. Almost got that pass there, but given the amount of expectations that were placed on that man, he is struggling. And there it is, 3 more minutes of additional time have been added.
There will be 3
It is Ogewanchu up front.
additional time.
Pass played out left. Optimistic build up there from Timber City, but not quite enough flair on the finishing line. Timber City bolstering up their manpower. There is that shot from distance. Had the bar, had the altitude on that shot. There it is, the fresh legs working their energy to the fullest. Kinzata stopped in. Jonathan's role being covered by Ken Rickson. Singdendu. Ball stolen away, but it is Timpu City on the recovery. And with the man advantage, they have all the room to work with up front. It is Stephen Abeku. Cross played inside. Will have the space. Will not take it. Stolen away on that turnaround, and it will be the Thunderbolts' ball. Brilliant run from Tenchi Gelson, but the goalkeeper gets to it first. Brilliant use of his physicality by the centre back. Also, I did see a feedback where his name was supposed to be pronounced as Tierno instead of Tierno, which I was doing. My sincerest apologies if that was his real name. So I will be using Tierno going forward. Timber City, ball kept alive. All the space in the world to work with in midfield. Bakrom finally in possession. Can he get the ball back from Ogen? Not quite. Ogen a bit too late in releasing that ball. Could have been something promising. Seconds remain until the referee will decide to blow his whistle to mark the end of this game. Solid challenge there. And there is the whistle from Virendra Rai. What an opening from THIMPHU City, despite the 3-0 lead and absolutely one-sided victory against the Thunderbolts. It was a fantastic showing of football, brilliant promise in their upcoming matches from the side of THIMPHU City. The next match will be Paro FC and the rebranded Drukpa FC tomorrow here at Changlimitang. We do have the Women's League matches as well. Do follow Bhutan Football Federation and the BoB Bhutan Premier League on Facebook to keep yourself up to date on our fixtures. And with regards to any other announcements with regards to Bhutanese football, do subscribe to our Bhutan Football Federation YouTube channel if you haven't already. Massive shout out to our sponsors, Bank of Bhutan, Coca-Cola, and to our internet partners, Bhutan Telecom Limited, and to our newly signed clothing partners, Hummel. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, do keep supporting Bhutanese football. Do let us know if there are any aspects in which we can realistically improve with our broadcasting team here on the field. But until then, much thanks to all of you for all your love. Much thanks to all of the audience for showing up in Changlimitang despite the rain. to show your love for the opening. Thank you all for tuning in. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this was your commentator, Ugentashi Toji. You will be hearing a lot from me in the upcoming matches. Until then, this was your commentator, signing off.